And now, ladies and gentlemen of the old world, we're back in business once again with a community showdown featuring the Empire, who shall be led by the mighty Evan. And today, Evan faces off against the High Elves, who shall be led by Loopy. Looks like it's going to be the Omen of Asuryan facing off against a Steam Tank. Certainly a very exciting matchup. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Empire army. And man, Marcus Wolfhart probably has to be one of my favorite lords to use. He's so much fun, so thematic, and yeah, really, really cool character. Against High Elves, kind of interesting too. Against some of those like flying monsters like phoenixes and dragons, you can certainly net them and really allow the Empire to focus fire. So I like that. So now for the Empire army, it's going to be Marcus Wolfhart. It's going to be a fire wizard as well. Burning Head is pretty good against the High Elf archer lines and spear lines. Not so much against Silver and Guard, but against everything else, it does very well. So he's got Fireball as well. Secondary line's going to be Huntsman. Backline is going to be Swordsman and Spearman. Pretty standard state troop stuff. And in the Deep Reserve, we do have Silver Bullets backed up by Demogryph Knights with Halberds and Empire Knights as well. And yeah, it's good. I mean, he has plenty to stop Silver Helms and Reavers with his Empire Knights and Demis. He's got some really good focus fire, but the wild pick here is going to be the Meme Tank. I mean, against High Elves, let me think of it. I mean, High Elves, historically speaking, have struggled with big armor. I mean, they've gotten a couple DLCs and obviously things that have helped against these things. So I'm curious to see how this game goes. I mean, the Omen of Asuryan, sorry about that, guys. The Omen of Asuryan does have good AP values. I mean, you can see this bad boy up here in the sky. He's got 440 with a pretty good melee attack. So shouldn't have too many problems there dealing with the Steam Tank. But nonetheless, it's still a threat and, you know, is constant firepower coming your way. So yeah, pretty cool little Empire. I mean, I dig it, man. So over here, we got the Archmage of the highest type. The 420 Blazed Archmage. He does have the, or she does have the Apotheosis as well as the Soul Quench. And Armor of the Stars. Oh, look at that. Stock and Unspottable. Very, very sneaky play coming out here from Loopy. I love it. And the Omen of Asuryan, so he's clearly having some fun here. I don't know. High Elf players, I haven't played in quite some time. I haven't played since early July because I've been recovering from my surgery here. But is Omen of Asuryan, did something change? Do people bring it? Because I've always felt like it's just a pure meme unit, just a little bit overpriced. But I guess it's very cool. Heralds of the Wind on the far side for some harass. And for his front line, it's going to be Spearman and it's going to be Lothern Seaguard. Very standard stuff in this matchup. And I do actually like the Narnia build here. He does have the Warlines of Grace, and the Warlines of Grace, of course, can do somewhat okay against Empire Knights. They don't want to take a head-on charge because they're lightly armored and don't have the best melee defense, but the Warlines, if they're able to countercharge Empire Knights, they actually have good enough AP to really drag them down. So I like this choice. I think it's very cool. And one unit of the Swordmasters of Hoth in the back line, and that is going to be it for this High Elf build. So a bit of a Narnia build for sure. Not like pure Narnia, but it's getting up there. They're up in this hell. And here we do have the Omen of Asuryan flying forward. Going to be taking some shots from Marcus, but obviously Loopy, a very savvy tournament player, is going to be able to juke that pretty well here. And you can see there is going to be a snipe going in, a Soul Quench. It looks like an Overcast. And wow, that's actually some pretty good damage. And you have to remember, this Empire army has no healing. Fireball does come back in, but Loopy is able to dodge that. The Eagles are obviously very proficient at this. So far, the High Elves have gotten the better of this initial trade. Heralds of the Wind swooping in, but they are ambushed by some of the Huntsmen. And it looks like they do lose some HP at least. Yeah, the Huntsmen are an interesting pick here. I guess if you're expecting like Phoenixes and Dragons, they're pretty cool. I've often preferred Powder, but again, I can see the application of the Huntsmen, which are probably objectively better against these type of units that have light armor and are large. But handgunners, like, it's much harder to juke handgunners. That's often why I really prefer them, because your opponent can't like side strafe them. The shots are so quick. But another Fireball coming in, that might actually make contact there. Yeah, oh, and that did hit. So the Archmage, it did get hit. It does have Apotheosis. There's some healing. And it looks like right now, Marcus Wolfhart obviously going to keep ripping some shots. Oh, going for the big old focus shot. That's Amber Bow. Ooh, and that's a bunch of damage exchanging blows here. But remember, the Archmage does have healing. Marcus Wolfhart does not. So he's going to have to eat this like a champ. Huntsman still shooting at the Omen of Asuryan, kind of focusing it back. Also, we do have the Steam Tank, which is shooting downtown and just ripping fat ones here into the Heralds of the Wind, which have taken quite a bit. Yeah, down to 38 models. They've lost 7, so far the Meme Tank doing good. And oh, the Omen of Asuryan going in for a bombardment here on the Huntsman. It looks really cool. Definitely style points. Probably not worth it. I don't know. I guess it's attacking. It's getting some value. Gotrek is hiding in the trees as well. I forgot to mention that in the army analysis, that Gotrek is here. Marcus Wolfhart still ripping some shots into the Omen of Asuryan. So, you know, at the end of the day, not a bad trade here. Loopy is able to get some good value, take out some of the Huntsmen. Gotrek is being sent and dispatched to deal with this fell threat. You know what Marcus should be doing right now? He should be hiding behind a Steam Tank. Like, I've seen that in a couple games, and man, that'd be so crazy. But he does get blasted once again. He's really on death's bed here. It's going to be a tough one for the Empire if Marcus Wolfhart does go down that quickly. And here we do have the Warlines of Grace lurking around the back line of the Empire. Probably going to be coming around trying to hammer into these silver bullets. Granted, he doesn't know they're there yet, so yeah, I suppose he's got a little bit of scouting to do. So the Bright Wizard still doing a great job, just spamming Fireball and really blasting that Archmage of high magic here out of the sky. And the Omen of Asuryan's taking quite a bit of damage. I mean, honestly, the damage that both the Omen of Asuryan and the Archmage have taken it's more than probably Marcus has taken. So in some ways, the Empire has gotten a good trade here. But again, healing is a big factor, and the Omen of Asuryan can be rebirthed. So something to consider there. So the High Elves, I suppose, can be a little bit kind of gamey with their trades. Some of the Spears of Sigmar are pulling back here, and it looks like these Silver Bullets have come up, and this is what I'm talking about. Now you'll notice the Omen of Asuryan is really going to get pounded because the Silver Bullet ambush is huge. Not going to be able to dodge a lot of the shots when they do rip them. You can see the rate of fire, not rate of fire, but the projectile speed is much quicker, and many of those shots do make contact there, which is good. Steam Tank very healthy. On the far side, we do have the Rahagra's Pride lurking, but the Empire Knights waiting, and like I said, on the charge, the Rahagra's Pride do not want any of that business. Oh man, Marcus Wolfhard is so low. He is danger low, 474, and nice burning head going down from the Empire there. Taking a very, very favorable angle. Oh my goodness, that one like Tokyo drifted up and through those spearmen right there. That was pretty brutal. So 1 unit of spearmen completely eviscerated. Certainly worth the 11 wins of magic for that bad boy. However, the back line, the Lions do feast tonight, but it looks like the Demogryph Knights are able to pounce from their hiding spot, and I think they're faster. No, they're not. 82 against 75, but nonetheless, those Lions are going to be really on the run. They do get the acceleration from the charge. Oh, and it looks like there is a lockdown here in the sky as the Archmage is snared, and Marcus coming in with the MLG shot as well. The Fireball looks like it missed. Man, that would have been a kill if that Fireball hit probably, so very, very lucky there that that Fireball did indeed miss. And Marcus ripping a shot as well, but really nice jukes here by Loopy. But the Silver Bullets might be able to finish this character off. Man, masterful juking right there. But a lot of damage going in. The Archmage of High Magic might just break here. And now the Sons of Sigmar are basically just sending in their Spearmen and their Swordsmen to kind of help in these frontline engagements. On the far side, we do have Empire Knights engaging against the Lions. And just like I said, the Lions can do great damage against them. But on the charge, the Empire Knights are just going to go balls deep and really utilize that impact damage. And Rahagra's Pride just getting punished here. And the Empire really pulling ahead, actually. As you can see, the War Lines of Crace here and here are just kind of punished by those Demogryph Knights with halberds. Because the War Lines are actually large. They're not infantry size like Hound units. So the halberds actually really do help bring them down. Steam Tank coming over here as well. Really able to help break off the supporting High Elf elements. And it looks like the Empire is taking command of this game. Empire Knight's going to be pulling back as the Omen of Asuryan does chase them down and terror routes them actually. And up here, it looks like the Archmage of High Magic has used Apotheosis. So there's going to be some healing there. Marcus Wolfhard still lives. The man, the myth, the legend, going to be ripping a shot right there. I'm not sure where that one was going. It looks like into some of the Spearmen, but definitely he wants to turn his sights here on the Archmage and or the Omen of Asuryan, which is very, very close to the edge of the map. So Demogryph Knights are broken. Balance of power is Empire favored, but it's certainly, you know, there's still a ton of archers, and both the single entities for the High Elves are still alive, which could cause problems. But the Meme Tank is doing a great job just running over these Lothern Seaguard and, you know, occupying them. It has 150 armor. Lothern Seaguard have bad AP. It's certainly a good trade, but something that really hasn't come into play yet is Gotrek. Gotrek is very meaty, he's very thick, and he's going to be a tough one to drag down. A tough cookie. Marcus has got to run, though. He's certainly in danger. This big bird is coming after him. He might have a Hunter's Snare off cooldown. It looks like he does. So now he's going to be turning and ripping a shot. I have to say, really good Marcus play this game. He's been really, really on point with this guy. And Marcus is going to be point-blank shooting here. 900 HP. Hunter's Snare will be disappearing, but he does get the shot off. The Omen of Asuryan does go down to about 600 HP, and the Demogryph Knights are able to intercept the Rahagra's Pride, and down goes the bird! The powder of Sigmar from those silver bullets on the back. Brutal stuff. And now the Demogryph Knights are going to be fighting the Heralds of the Wind. Should be in good shape there, but also look at this. The High Elves do have the Swordmasters of Hoeth, 69 of them. That's what she said. But the Swordmasters are also going to be very tough and could potentially put some serious hurt on Gotrek. And now it looks like Loopy is here for the comeback. If he's able to take out Marcus Wolfhard, he's really going to be able to get nasty with these characters. But you can see he has to pull back very quickly because the silver bullets are covering Marcus. But look at this. Some of the Spearmen coming in. Fireball going downtown as well. 1400 HP. Yeah, this Fireball, I remember, I think it has like a really weird trajectory. Watch this. So the Archmage is going to like juke to the left, if memory serves. And then the Fireball is going to like, look at this. Look at the angle. Like, what is happening here? It's like just spazzing out. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen. Yeah, and then it just runs into a tree. Like, what is that going to be? An infinite heat-seeking Fireball? That's really, really funny, man. But he is able to juke it, so no problem. And Marcus is certainly going to fall to that bird there in the back. Now we really have to rely on the faith. Well, there's no faith left here for the Empire, doesn't look like. But we still have, you know, steel and gunpowder. I suppose, yeah, no, not really any faith in this build. No warrior priests, no clergy, none of that good stuff. But Gotrek is here, the Bright Wizard's here, there's a fair amount of state troopers and some spearmen, and another big issue for the High Elves is the dreaded Steam Tank. The Steam Tank is still here, it's still somewhat healthy. It did take a lot of damage though, so Loopy did a very good job bringing that bad boy to a manageable amount of health, but yeah man, that Meme Tank, it's no joke. It's quite serious. It's going to come back, and Gotrek is fighting Swordmasters, which it's a tough fight for him, but he's also good against them. He hits really, really hard. You can see he's able to cleave and punch some of those guys into the Age of Sigmar, where they'll unfortunately be condemned to the Cities of Sigmar. Just some sad, pitiful side codex there. Actually, all jokes aside, the Cities of Sigmar, you know, apparently aren't bad, but it is a shade of what they once were. So Gotrek here, he has 19 kills, and he's cutting through these guys relatively effectively. The steam tank, though, the terror route is going to be really big, and for some reason, Sword Masters of Hoeth, these elite warriors who are like pledged to silence, aren't immune to. Oh no, that's Phoenix Guard. Sorry. Yeah, Sword Masters of Hoeth, though, they're not immune to psychology. I suppose Phoenix Guard should be, and I think they are. I can't quite remember, but yeah, steam tank comes in. It immediately buckles off some of these chaff units, like the Lions and the Heralds of the Wind, and now it's really just the Sword Masters here. We have some Spearmen, and in the back, we have another Fireball going downtown. And it misses again, man. Those Fireballs have been good, but Loopy has done an excellent job of dodging those bad boys the whole game. And Evan's done a good job of keeping that constant pressure going as well. So certainly a very, very good scrap. So Gottschalk's going to be pulling back, which is smart. Spearmen fighting over here. We got Sigmar Sons fighting there. Sigmar Sons are really just unsung heroes of this game, chasing down all the archers. Here on the far side of the map, we have swordsmen chasing down Lothard Seaguard. Many things which are very, very good for the for ye old state troopers. So here, Gottschalk going to be moving, going after the Swordmasters once again. And now we got Big Bird coming in. The Archmage of High Magic trying to light up one here with the Bright Wizard. The Bright Wizard is going to be running for sure. I mean, getting the Bright Wizard off the battlefield and just slowly picking off these characters, and that's like the value, man, of even if your characters get so beat up, High Elf single entity play is very, very strong. So keeping that Archmage alive was huge. If the Omen of Asuryan had found a way to rebirth, I think this game certainly would have been very, very different for sure, but it's a small chance. Anyways, Bright Wizard here does shatter the War Lines of Grace. These Swordmasters of Hoeth, a little bit lackluster. Those bad boys really struggled in the engagement versus the tank, but they did bring Gottschalk down to like 15%, and the Steam Tank took a little bit of damage as well. So at the end of the day, it was probably worth it, but Gottschalk is going to be a tough pickle, and I think Loopy at this point probably knows it's over, as the Steam Tank and Gottschalk and the Bright Wizard will easily handle this character. All his missiles are being chased off, and everything else is shattered. So, well played. It was a good game. Very, very back and forth. Although, I mean, yeah, the Empire looked like they were in a more commanding position in terms of the balance of power for most of the game. It still felt like a back and forth game with some of the engagements and Marcus being taken out and things like that. So, but yeah, that just goes to show the Steam Tank was kind of it was really nice. It was hard to kill, and it really terror-outed a lot of things, disrupted the archer lines. And man, I loved seeing the Marcus dueling the High Mage. I thought that was a really, really cool kind of interface with the nets and different things like that. But yeah, it was a great one. So big thanks to Evan for sending this one in, or Loopy. I'm not sure which one of you fine gentlemen sent that replay in. So either way, thank you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed this Empire vs. High Elf showdown. It's one, of all the replays I get sent, like matchups, High Elf versus Empire is like one of the most common ones. Like it's like 4 out of 10 replays I get sent are this matchup for some reason. I'm not sure why, but perhaps people enjoy playing it. Anyways, well played. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and we will most certainly be back with more content soon. Take care.